Mir wurde heute ein Video in die Timeline gespielt von jemandem, der sich einen Rig gebaut hat. Aber muss ich dazu sagen, wir haben ja jetzt schon ein paar gesehen, der hat so einen richtig, richtig schönen Raum. Also, ich weiß nicht, ob das sein Wohnzimmer ist oder so, aber das sah wirklich sehr clean, aufgeräumt und richtig hübsch aus. Und ich würde mir das gerne mal mit euch ansehen, weil ich gerne wissen möchte, was da los ist in diesem Ding. Weil ich liebe solche Räume, die so richtig schön aufgeräumt sind. Also so richtig aufgeräumt. Also lass mal kurz da reingucken.
This video is sponsored by Asus.
Okay, Menschen, die einfach ihre Adresse durch die Gegend tragen. Wow. Okay, das ist doch noch schicker, als ich dachte. Wow.
Frankly, let me tell you, I am not 100% sure about what I'm doing.
Wow.
All I know is that whatever's in this box weighs a freaking ton. And to be honest, this one too. Today is Thursday, August 24th. It probably wouldn't be a bad thing if I would start reading labels. Look, to be frank, the goal today is to set this whole freaking thing up.
Wie schön ist denn bitte das Büro? Jetzt fühle ich mich in meinem Büro wieder so, als hätten wir nur Scheiße gebaut. Was zum Kuckuck? Das ist nie eine gute Idee.
What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna unbox all of these freaking pieces of metal. I am going to be putting them in the car, and then I'm going to be building this Ajans.
Ist das eine RS6? Okay, das ist ein RS6.
Oh, I think it's the footrest.
Schön.
Nice. So the simulator is gonna be going here. Everything's looking perfect.
Bagger, wie geil sind denn seine ganzen Räume? Wow.
Okay. You good? Yeah, I'm good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the seat. There's a lot of freaking pieces to this simulator, so we're gonna start getting on that. See how it looks.
Ja, wir können lauter machen. Moment.
Oh, it came with a handbrake thing?
So. Oh, er hat so eins. Okay, okay. Ja, doch. Ah, eins mit Rollen.
Took us
Und,
2 hours.
also nicht mit Rollen, aber aus
To
Stahl.
build the simulator. Just the frame. Now we have a bunch of freaking boxes to unbox to get the steering wheel, the pedals, the everything. And then we're gonna put the Asus monitor up. And I think that's about it. Probably the PC. But it's looking pretty freaking cool. Okay, so Mozza Racing was super nice with us and simply sent us some stuff, and I'm talking about the good stuff. We got their shifting unit built pretty much in aluminum. Actually, it's a CNC unit machined from anodized aviation grade aluminum. They also sent the stand that comes with it. This is just simply to mount it to the simulator. We got their FSR Formula
Moment, es gibt einen Stand? Das könnte ein Problem lösen.
1 steering wheel. Really, I think this is honestly just a simple thing of beauty. We got a proper wheelbase for it, and I'm talking about a wheelbase with 60 Newton meters of torque to really give the simulator that sensation of being in a racing car. Mozza makes
Oh! Mach den Sticker runter! Mach den Sticker runter!
it really easy to connect all of it through this hub. It's a simple hub, honestly. There's just not much to it. This can also connect their handbrake, very similar in materials compared to their shifting unit, by the way, and of course, their pedals. I got proper pedals, and when I say proper, I mean I got them with a clutch that actually feels like a clutch. Really, like the whole set, just in case I like to play Forza as well, which is why it was the perfect excuse to have them send their regular steering wheel. Yo, I can't begin to explain.
Ist das nicht das, was Alex gerne hätte? Ja, oder? Das ist doch, glaube ich, das Wheel, was Alex gerne hätte.
How insane this stuff is. Like, holy, look at that. That looks like a real one. Shifting knob is absolutely insane. The material on it is crazy. The same thing for the handbrake. I mean, the whole thing is just pretty freaking crazy, including the steering wheel. This is
Ja, das ist einmal komplett alles, ja. Also das ist, ich würde sogar sagen, das ist der Top-of-the-Line-Stuff von Moser. Und das Wheel übrigens ist richtig, richtig schnieke. Ich habe es leider nicht hier. Ich habe das von der Moser R5, das Wheel, und das KS, aber das Ding ist richtig, richtig schnieke.
This is crazy.
Jupp.
I am so excited to get this over with. I guess the next thing for us is to literally just build the monitor stand and then put the Asus monitor on, and then we can start rigging it. All right. This feels like
Das wäre mir nicht, das wäre mir nicht stabil genug.
a car. That's pretty cool. The whole frame is done.
Die Gurte habe ich auch noch zweimal hier.
Now we just gotta put everything on it. This is good. I think we gotta lower this a bit more. Then that's it. Install the shifter, install the handbrake, put the monitor in. This is gonna be sick.
Er fühlt's schon. Nicht gut.
Pretty cool. It's a joke! You thought you're getting cinematic, Poppy? No, you're not getting cinematic right now. No, but honestly, I'm really excited to unbox this Asus monitor. Put everything together, start touching, feeling. That's what I want. 49.
Ich bin im positiven Sinne neidisch auf dein Auto, weil das wäre, glaube ich, nochmal so ein Pampers-Bomber, den würde ich auch gerne fahren. Aber so viel Geld habe ich leider nicht, dass ich mir einen R6 gönnen könnte.
Of ultra wide in
Ich glaube, ich könnte das nicht mal mit Sprit bezahlen. Gibt's den R6 in Diesel? Bestimmt nicht, oder?
my face for gaming. That's what I want to see right now. Yeah, it would legit be something like this, but with a monitor on. Let's get to building. Okay, so we chose to go with probably the most ultra-wide monitor I've ever seen. I mean, people, I'm trying to build a racing simulator here, and the ROG Strix XT49WCR is one of those displays that delivers the most screen real estate horizontally. So
Können wir ganz kurz mal appreciaten, was für einen schönen Raum er hat? Also sein anderes Büro und dieser, wie schön der aussieht? Wow.
I was honestly really excited to unbox this. This here does come with its own stand in metal actually. The arm, however, is a bit of a mix of plastic and metal. It's of course the go-to if you don't want to mount this to a table, and both together I will say it does look good. Actually, it's also pretty easy to assemble. So I did that just to show that to you. I also unboxed their back cover because I found it interesting how they tried to hide the back VESA portion of the monitor. Talking about VESA, the monitor also comes with VESA standoffs, and like always,
GG, Asus. GG, finde ich gut.
a nice pouch that includes all the cables
Oh,
you need. I'm
das
talking
finde ich
about
cool.
an upstream cable, a power cable with a massive power brick, an HDMI 2.1 cable, display port, and surprisingly USB-C. Yeah, USB-C on this massive 49-inch ultra-wide monitor. But what I was most surprised about was the fact that this looked a lot bigger than I expected. I did install the VESA standoffs, installed some screws for the monitor stand, all of this to be able to mount it to the racing simulator. Honestly, this is the best looking monitor I've gotten this year. It has all the features you'd want as a gamer and more. It's sleek, it's not as heavy as I thought it would be, the side profile looks good, and the curvature is just right for gaming and productivity. Very well done, Asus.
Ja, wenn ich nicht streamen würde, hätte ich auch hier so ein Ding. Aber beim Stream bringt das leider nichts.
Holy. Yo, you guys have no idea how insane this looks in real life, especially the ultra wide monitor. It's insane. Now we're gonna get to building.
Ich bin ganz ehrlich, ich würde auch gerne mal einen Ultra-Wide, also einen von diesen richtigen Brechern ausprobieren, weil ich habe ihn noch nie in der Hand gehabt und noch nie gesehen in Real Life. Mich würde das mal interessieren, weil die meisten Menschen sagen immer, wow, das ist so ein Apparat, Riesenteil, Junge.
Estamos aquí guarachando, descargando. Ajá.
Die Mucke ist ja richtig geil. Musik feiere ich immer noch. Irgendwie muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen, und das meine ich jetzt sehr respektvoll, kann ich Menschen, die ihre Handbremse so anbauen, nicht ernst nehmen.
Eso es.
Wie sieht das
Everything goes
aus?
smooth until you run into some hiccups. Like right now, the shifting gear and like the e-brake is not really aligning with the seat and the positioning. So now I'm trying to think, how do I mount all of this stuff? It was all going smooth until now. So what I'm gonna do is that we're gonna spend some time trying to figure this out, put it all together, cable manage it, and then I'm gonna give you guys a really freaking cool cinematic. But for now, I am figuring these things out.
Und du hast noch nicht mal viel an deinem Rig dran. Ne? Ja, irgendwann kommt nämlich der Punkt, wo du richtig figern musst. Und da kannst du mal einen Ingenieur raushängen lassen, weil da hast du so viel Scheiße an dem Apparat dran, ne, dass du gar nicht mehr weißt, wo hinten und vorne ist. Ich suche immer noch eine Lösung. Aber wieso hat er so schönes Büro und alles so schick und
I literally just came back from Jan's house. I couldn't stop myself from going there. I forgot the camera here, so I couldn't grab like a genuine reaction of like me seeing the simulator for the first time. And I say that because I had Jan sort of finishing up the rig as I was away in Italy. And it looks, I don't know, I didn't imagine it that way. It looks even better than I was expecting. And I literally just drove like the car, the F1 car. It's insane. My hands literally hurt. The feedback is incredible. The ultra wide monitor just looks stunning. It's insane. So I think what I should do is probably bring you guys with me. Welcome to our Formula One and Rally Simulator setup.
der kann richtig, also die Videos sind richtig, richtig gut. Ich denke, man erkennt das am Style seines Raums, dass da was dahinter steckt.
Holy has this.
Wenn Leute solche Büros haben, weißt du ganz genau, die haben richtig was auf dem Kasten. Nur das Büro sagt das schon.
It's been a journey. I actually had this whole frame stored in my parents' garage for the past 2 years. I've been waiting, been trying to find the right time and the right products to do this. It's finally here, looking way better than what I had imagined. I think the biggest challenge for me was finding the right monitor and PC to set this whole thing up. I wanted some things to be very specific, a really wide monitor without too much curve, something simple and with great IOs. I wanted to also avoid building a whole custom rig, and I tried my best to find something very small to power this up. I think the only thing missing here would be the proper attachment to rig the XG49WCR to the frame itself. It would sort of make the whole thing really modular. I mean, this has caster wheels, so it does make it easy to transport around a room, but for now, this monitor stand will do. For the visuals, like I said, I wanted something wide, and I think 49 inches is the perfect screen real estate for a simulator, especially when it comes to driving an F1 car. I mean, you can literally feel like you're in the car, and it's so easy to see everything. The fact that this here is a gaming monitor, of course, makes the whole experience feel even more immersive, and I'm talking about having a display that delivers 165 Hz when overclocked and extreme low motion blur sync technology. In short, ELMB Sync enables fast strobing of the LED backlit panel alongside with NVIDIA G-Sync to eliminate ghosting and tearing at high frame rates. So when racing in pretty much any game,
Ich liebe Reviews, Alter, wo dir der Hersteller selbstverständlich, und das ist auch vollkommen fein, so eine PDF schickt und da stehen 1000 Sachen drin. Und dann, also bei mir ist das immer so, also ich krieg solche PDFs auch, dann mache ich die immer auf und dann lese ich die immer und dann denke ich mir immer so, du, ob ich das jetzt erzähle oder nicht, ne? Am Ende wollen die Leute den Preis wissen, wieso der Eindruck ist und das war's. Mach die PDF wieder zu, pack sie beiseite und dann frage ich, kann ich das auch ohne diese ganzen Notizen machen? Gut.
it'll do its best to really deliver the sharpest gaming visuals possible. I will say it's something that's a lot more noticeable in FPS games and works better when running above 85 Hz, but it can affect picture quality, especially clarity, so keep that in mind. Overall, as a whole, it'll feel like the movements are very exact. I think it's preference. I personally find that running adaptive FreeSync by itself makes the movements feel a bit more smooth. Anyways, I like having these settings just like I enjoy having different overdrive level modes. That too will prevent ghosting or motion blur in fast moving images. I think these features work well, it's just about finding what works for you, especially on a panel like this with a 32:9 aspect ratio and a resolution of 5120x1440. This is basically like having two 27-inch monitors side by side without a bezel. I think for racing it's the sweet spot. It can be the same for productivity.
Nein. Das ist der Sweet Spot. Der offizielle Sweet Spot ist das. Tut mir leid, aber dein Sweet Spot gefällt mir nicht. Das da ist der Sweet Spot.
Work, I mean, I
So ein Ding ist das nämlich.
did set this up to work with KVM. Our peripherals are pretty much connected to it, so in case you want to connect, I don't know, a MacBook through USB-C, you'll be able to control both computers with a single set of peripherals. As a whole, there's that works through USB-C, but there's also the ability to supply up to 90 watts of power to your notebook. Alongside
that's nice.
USB-C, you've got an HDMI 2.0. I would have loved to see 2.1, by the way. There's also DisplayPort 1.4, two USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A ports with USB-B, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and an RJ45. I'm actually not familiar with monitors having RJ45 inputs, but with this, you can run a wired internet connection through your monitor, in case your MacBook doesn't have a LAN port. Look,
das ist
I'm
cool.
super happy I finally
Das ist wirklich cool, dass da sowas wie ein Hub drin ist.
found the right monitor for this rig. It's so nice, it's ergonomic, it has great minimal bezels, the chin is not massive,
Warte mal kurz. Das ist bei dir Minimal? Okay.
rig. It's so nice, it's ergonomic, it has great minimal bezels, the
Das sind die Standard-Bezels. 1,5 Millimeter. Nee, 1,5 Zentimeter. Das ist nicht Minimal. Musste ich wirklich leider auch feststellen. Ich habe mir auch meine Iyama gekauft und die waren auch Minimal Bezels. Und da war einfach der
Für
Rand,
weitere 6 Monate.
also der Plastikrand war einfach nur sehr dünn, aber du hast im Panel selber drinne und das finde ich immer super verarsche. Seitdem ärgere ich mich darüber. Hast du trotzdem noch diesen Rand drin und du kommst auf denselben Rand, als wenn du Plastik hast. Also wenn ich jetzt mal hier mit dem Zölli rangehe, also meine BenQ Billig-Bildschirme, die ich jetzt hier stehen habe, die sind 2 cm Bezel und hier habe ich an dem 1,4 cm. Also das heißt, wir haben 0,6 cm eingespart. Bei denen da drüben, die haben 0,5. Das ist für mich Minimal Bezel seit neuestem. Weil was anderes habe ich bis dato noch nicht gesehen. Ne? Also vielleicht gibt es noch welche, wo noch weniger drin ist, aber dieses Minimal Bezel Ding Zeug, das sind locker 2 cm. Locker.
The chin is not massive. HDR400 works as
Was nicht
expected.
schlimm ist.
The specs are
Trotzdem
great.
super.
HDR400, by the way, is one of those things I recommend you try by yourself and use it as you wish. You'll gain in color and you'll get brighter highlights, but you'll lose in blacks and gain nothing in contrast. That's basically my experience with HDR400 monitors. Anyways, the OSD will allow you to further play with image quality, especially when it comes to different types of gaming visuals, the shadow boost, Game Plus to enable different gaming features, and so on. Solid monitor, and it pairs extremely well with the G22. This is by far, to my knowledge, the best condensed pre-built there is. If I'm wrong, do let me know down below, but essentially this thing is the size of a console. It's a 10-liter form factor PC with an RTX 4070, an i9 13900KF, and 32 gigabytes of RAM. I think that by itself should explain why I chose to have it on the rig. It's not easy to build something very powerful this small. I really wanted to avoid the headache of going custom build, and this was it. It has all of the IOs you'll need and runs pretty much anything you throw at it. To complement it, I went with wireless peripherals. Their dongles are actually connected to the monitor to run them through KVM, but essentially these here are the ROG Strix Scope 296 wireless keyboard and the Asus Harp mouse. It's a great duo, honestly probably one of my favorite duos along the MX Master 3S and the MX Mechanical. The board itself is a full-sized keyboard with a dedicated numpad in a compact form factor, and the mouse is probably one of the lightest wireless gaming mouse there is to date.
The Duo, if they were to be used on a gaming setup, really allows you to free up some space, especially when it comes to using the mouse. The keyboard itself, from top to bottom, is very well built. I mean, we're talking about layers upon layers to get this thing to what it is. An aluminum alloy top plate paired with a bottom hard plastic cover that sandwiches the dampening foam with a silicone foam to help out with key irregularities. Honestly, for a full-fledged multifunctional keyboard with tons of features, it's very much worth checking out.
Look at this.
Oh, warte mal, das Ding kann auch zu 3 Sachen connecten?
Look at how well this thing is all
Bluetooth 1, 2 und 3. Ui! Das ist ja nice. Weil ich nämlich persönlich, weil mir das nämlich letztens jemand vorgeschlagen hat, es gibt ja Mäuse, die können 3 Sachen gleichzeitig. Weil dann könnte man nämlich da hinten die 3 Mäuse endlich mal abbauen.
Worth checking out.
Look at this. Look at how well this thing is all put together. Huge shout out to Jan. It really turned out way better than what I was expecting. Let me just give you guys a quick tour of what he did.
The seating. 75% of what you see comes as it is. This is one of Next Level Racing's premium cockpits. The seat is super comfortable. The materials feel nice. I love the touches it has, especially with the whole harness idea. I will say the seat setup might not age the best, as this fake leather is sort of falling apart already. Although the rest is solid, and as long as you screw things properly, the rig stays planted on its caster wheels. You just gotta lock them. And then from time to time, because the wheelbase is so strong, the base where it attaches to needs to be retightened. The same thing
Oh, ich hab gar keinen Bock drauf.
goes for the bases that hold the shifter and the e-brake. Yeah, this is actually a really good hack. Jan finally figured this out and ordered an extra pack of these off Amazon. He created a stair setup in order to have the e-brake sitting in the lower step and the gear shifter in the higher step. Sitting in it and playing with it really gives me that feeling of definitely being in a rally car. Hack number 2, a Vivo adjustable clamp to mount the PC. He mounted this clamp desk leg to the arm of the monitor stand. Insanely well put together. If you guys are looking to mount a super small rig to your simulator, this is a really nice way of doing it. You can get really creative with this setup and even go as far as attaching power bars to it, use frames to route cables, and so on. And the final hack that was added to this racing simulator frame was a mounted tray. Apparently, we had a Vivo pole laying around the office, so Jan clamped it up to the railing of the base pack on the other side and attached a Vivo Steel Universal Full Motion pole mount. All of this, along with the stock frame of the seat, created these weird crevices that he used to route cables. If you want to route anything within your setup, guys, I left a link in the description down below of a kit that does wonders. Jan used their ties, their cable sleeves, cable straps, cable holders. He used as much as he could from the kit to be able to route as many cables as he could. You can only imagine how many cables the Mozza base, the pedals, the e-brake, and the shifting unit yields. Yeah, quite a lot, but the hub though makes it super easy to integrate everything together. As soon as you plug it all into the PC and download the Mozza software, everything gets recognized. But there are some quirks with the titles we've been playing. F1 2022, for example, has its own little small set of bugs. I know the Mozza team works hand in hand with their developers team to try to patch things up. I'd say 95% of things work as they should, and the small stuff that doesn't are very niche things like specific keybinds. Look, people have their own workarounds within their subreddit to make sure all of it works as it should. The other thing is that getting Forza Horizon 5 working with any wheel and pedals is a pain. You need to use a couple of third-party pieces of software to get it working, and even at that, on our end, we never ended up getting Forza to properly work, which sucks. So if you're not using Thrustmaster, Fanatec, or Logitech equipment, Forza is a real pain to deal with. You don't truly get the full experience, but when you are able to, on Assetto Corsa or F1, it's so good, like insanely impressive. The pedals feel insanely precise, the way the clutch goes in, the way the spring of the brake feels when braking, the accelerator, it's all so good. Shifting with this unit also gives me the sensation that I'm
Hast du gerade von dritten? Ach so,
shifting
ja,
my
ja,
gated
alles gut.
Ferrari. It's super solid and the e-brake setup complements it so well. The buttons on all of the steering wheels are incredibly well put together. This includes the paddle shifters, the joysticks, rotating encoders, and so on. I mean, even taking it off and putting it back on feels extremely satisfying. It's a very well done setup, but again, it has its quirks. That being said, there's a lot you can do within their software to make a lot of the things right. It has all sorts of tweaks when it comes to the way the whole setup behaves. It's very advanced, and it's something I do need to spend a lot of time with.
I sort of got carried away last night playing with the whole simulator. I'm really happy though with the way it turned out. Sadly for me, this is not going to be living in the office. We have pretty much outgrown the office, so I'm going to leave this at Jan's. I won't be able to show you this as often as I wish I could. If you want to replicate it, I will leave all the links down below. Make sure to check out Asus and the products that allow us to finally make this happen. This is it for me. I'm actually excited.
Es ist mehr so auf schick gemacht, okay, Konrad. Aber das ist auch okay. Also es muss immer unterschiedliche Arten von Präsentation geben. Und das fand ich jetzt ehrlich gesagt auch vollkommen fein und auch in Ordnung.
Play Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.
Ich denke, also bin ich ganz ehrlich, ich denke, also er hat was mit Motorsport zu tun und das wird so das erste Mal sein, wo er da reingedippt ist und ich finde das auch vollkommen in Ordnung, das so zu zeigen, weil man sieht jetzt halt einfach mal, wonach guckt zum Beispiel ein Anfänger. Also für mich ist das super hilfreich, falls ich später Sachen reviewe, zu wissen, worauf Menschen zum Beispiel achten sollten oder wollen oder was sie interessiert. Je länger du etwas machst, desto weniger achtest du darauf, was hast du eigentlich an den bei den Anfängen gemacht.
When it comes out. Until then, I said of course I will do. Hope you guys liked the video. I will see you guys next week. We'll go over the S23 Ultra after 6 months of owning it. Take care, guys. Peace.
Tschö. Man war halt schon mal an dem Punkt wie er, genau. Und dann hat man sich auch so ein Rig gekauft und hat sehr schnell festgestellt, das sollte man nicht kaufen. Und ich würde euch allen empfehlen, kauft euch nicht so ein Rig. Also kauft euch eins mit Aluprofil. Tut euch selber den Gefallen. Tut euch wirklich selber den Gefallen und holt euch was mit Aluprofilen. Alles andere ist nur wirklich unschöner Stress.